LeBron James did not like it when ESPN took his son Bronny out of its 2024 mock draft and projected Bronny into the 2025 draft. LeBron posted 2 tweets taking issue with this, but later deleted both, which I found very interesting. First tweet said, "Can y'all please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball? The work and results will ultimately do the talking no matter what he decides to do. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what a mock draft says. He just works. Earned, not given." Second tweet said, "And to all the other kids out there striving to be great, just keep your head down, blinders on, and keep grinding. These mock drafts doesn't matter one bit. I promise you, only the work matters. Let's talk real basketball, people." Keyshawn Johnson, what's your reaction to what LeBron tweeted, and why do you think he took the tweets down?
I don't know. I don't know why he took them down. You know, sometimes your emotions run high at a moment.
Yep.
And he's probably, I don't know, sitting in front of a television or a computer or something and saw something pop up and said, "Damn this." And then he said, you know, man, let me just not buy into the nonsense.
I hear you.
But he's right. He is right. But here's the issue, though, that LeBron is going to always face. You're LeBron damn James. And that's Bronny damn James.
And you didn't name him after you, even though he became Bronny. He is LeBron Jr.
It doesn't matter. He could have been anything. He could have just been James.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's gonna always be a problem for him and his family. No matter what side it sways on, because there are people out there that feel like because LeBron said he wanted to play with his son several years ago, that it's the time and the place.
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily know that he was upset at ESPN for taking him out of 24
Agreed.
and putting him in 25.
Yeah.
I think he was not upset, but did not like or do not like the people continuously prying to find out what his son is going to do. They're worried about him going into the NBA now. It's a whole LeBron thing. Is LeBron staying at the Lakers? What's going to happen to LeBron at the end of the season? Is his son going to declare for the draft? And so it just builds up. And he's probably just really sick and tired of it. And it happens, man, look. My son, who works with me now on my podcast, played high school football. He bared the same position, the same name, the same number, all of those things. People wanted to know. That's how people are.
And how was he?
He was a good player, but he didn't want to play sports. He didn't. He wanted to live his own life, which is fine. Which is 100%. I don't give a damn what you do, as long as you do right.
Yep.
In the end,
do you think he felt pressure to live up to you?
Oh, 100%. 100%. But not only up to me, but also up to my nephew who came after me.
Really?
So now you following, and this isn't a distant nephew that lives in Texas. This is a nephew that he grew up in the same household with.
You're talking about
Michael Thomas. You feel that pressure. And LeBron feels the stress and the pressure of people wanting to see his son and feel what his son is going to be like. You got all these mock. See, you almost made me cuss. But a mock draft doesn't mean anything. Nobody give a damn about a mock draft, Skip.
I mean, people do read them, and they
it
give
means nothing.
No, it doesn't.
As LeBron says, listen to people that know basketball. Listen to people that know football.
They're only
not taking away your journalism skills.
No, you
Skip.
have to take them with grains of salt, but they're fun to read because you think, oh, you really.
You take them with grains of salt because as you've covered this thing for 1,000 years, you've seen somebody ranked number 1. And by the time they get drafted, they're 88th. That's what happens.
It can.
So LeBron is getting sick and tired of people saying whether his son is going to be good or his son is not going to be good. Is his son coming out or is he staying another year? As I said to you, I joined this show in September, I think it was, of 2023. Prior to that, the Lakers had just beaten Golden State. I was sitting with LeBron at dinner, having a conversation with him. And we started talking. His son had just declared to go to USC, and we were talking about
during the playoffs.
This was during the playoff, and we was having a conversation, and we was just talking. and about we don't know what we gonna do is what his words was to me. I have no idea if he gonna stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't know, Key. This is what he was really saying. He didn't know. So I take that and run with it because I'm getting it from him. They don't know what they gonna do. Everybody else is trying to speak for this man and his family. And that's dead ass wrong. It's just wrong. It's wrong as all outdoors. And I don't mind him saying what he's saying. I do know one thing, though, in the end, he will play professional basketball. Now, whether that professional basketball is the NBA or overseas, he's going to play professional basketball because he loves the game. I'm betting that it's probably in the NBA, but professional basketball to be safe.
Yeah. No,
to be safe.
I'm with you. I like everything you just said, which is why I'm going to tread softly on this because I have the utmost respect for how much he loves this kid, all his kids, but obviously this one, his namesake, because this one does have basketball skill. I really liked him in the McDonald's game. That's the last time I got to see him on a stage where he rose and shone. And remember, he did have a heart issue, and I don't know the seriousness of it, but it slowed him down. He got a little bit of a late start this year, his first college year with your school at USC. And he's averaging 6, 3, and 3, not exactly eye-popping numbers for a team that's struggling, right?
But okay. I don't mean to jump in on you, Skip. That means nothing again.
It does because
how
it does not mean anything. I'm with you. Because how many times do we see kids go in the draft where, well, heck, let's go back to Michael Jordan. You know, like what's the old line? There's only one man that could stop Michael Jordan when he was in college, and it was Dean Smith who coached him. You know, and I never saw that Jordan at North Carolina.
On the flip side, what was the player of the year from a couple years ago at Iowa? Gonzaga? What was his name? Something. Yeah. The big. Garza, Luke Garza, the big center. How did that work out?
Where is he now?
Well, how did that work out? And he was the reigning Naismith, how did that work out?
Right. And
that's all I'm saying.
Some of these kids get drafted out of G League Ignite, and I don't even know who they are, and I look at their numbers. Well, that's not very impressive. And then I say, whoa, he can play.
Westbrook was not impressive.
Hey, there's
UCLA.
the classic.
But guess what? He on his way to the Hall of Fame.
I did not see that coming, but Sam Presti did see that coming. Way to go. All right. So the problem here is it's this double-edged sword of LeBron is so proud of Bronny, and he wants to defend Bronny, but when
it's his son.
I know, but when he over-defends him, it puts too much pressure on Bronny. So I think he took the tweets down because he's like, I overreacted here. I should just leave it alone because I'm drawing even more attention to something that doesn't need to be.
But I don't necessarily even know, Skip, what he was responding to.
Well,
for all we know,
I assume he's responding to they took Bronny out of 2024, and now they're projecting him in a year from now.
Yeah, but is he responding to some negative, mean tweet type things?
No,
what is he responding to? Because I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But whatever he's responding to.
That would be enough that they just yanked your son out of this draft when.
Nah, I don't think but they didn't. See, you keep saying they yanked him out.
Well, they did. They just took him out. They just said, no, he's not going to be part of this draft. Well, who says he's not?
Exactly.
I think he will be.
That wouldn't be enough, in my opinion, to make LeBron James be upset. LeBron is upset at people talking about his son's draft position, not the fact that they projected him in 1 year to the next. That's the way I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Right, but here's the issue. It was just 2-3 weeks ago. LeBron got upset with some question during a post-game media session, and he was talking about his son. He said, I'm paraphrasing the quote. I should have looked it up. But it was like, I guarantee you he can play in this league. I think the quote was, he could play in this league and start in this league right now. That's what LeBron said.
He was saying that he's better than some of the guys
that
play.
That's what he said.
And look, here's what I would say to you about that.
Yep.
The NBA drafts on potential. That's what they draft on.
Sure.
They draft on potential. Does he have the potential to be a starter in the NBA? I'm not a scout in the NBA, but I would think that his ability could transfer to some degree in the NBA and do things that they would ask him to do.
Absolutely.
What does that mean? Does he have to play the point guard and be Chris Paul? Or could he be a defender that has the ability to slide and get up in people's guts. Could he be a deadly three-point shooter? He has some ability to do something.
No, he does.
Something. I don't know what that something is, though.
He just knows how to play basketball because he had the greatest teacher you could ever have.
I'm sure, but if his daddy is saying that he could play in the NBA, there's a chance his daddy is right.
Yeah, I know.
Because my son could have played on Sundays if he dedicated himself to it. Right. But that wasn't his deal. He didn't want to do it.
But sometimes it's very hard for fathers to be objective about something.
Oh, I'm extremely objective about everything.
All right.
I have no issue to tell you at all. There's a lot that he needed to work on.
Okay, but here's the problem. When LeBron makes a statement 2-3 weeks ago about he could play right now and be better than a lot of people playing in this league, and then
he's in the league, though, Skip. He's seeing it.
I know,
he's
but then for him to tweet, can y'all please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball? Okay, I get it, but LeBron, the problem is everybody's leaped to the conclusion next year he's going to be probably starting for an NBA team.
But they're leaping they're leaping to that conclusion based on his dad saying he wanted to play with his son. And now all of a sudden his clock is ticking to the back end. So people assume that he's going to speed up the process for his son. And as I said to you before, I had a conversation. You can't just assume that that's what's going to happen. You can't assume that it's sped up on top of his medical condition that have slowed him down.
Agreed.
I don't care what anybody says, even without me knowing. You can't tell me that this thing, whatever it is in the back of this kid's mind when he's out on the court.
Agreed.
At any point in time.
At any point.
You can't. How are you going to erase that?
Can't.
You can't.
Agreed.
So I'm with LeBron 100%. Leave his damn son alone, man. Just let him play and see how it goes and where it goes.
But you can't just leave him alone because we're watching closely because of his father and because of the projection. His father might leave. We're going to talk about his father in just a minute about long-term deal with the Lakers.
You always talk about his father. That's all you do.
Okay, but he's the face of professional basketball.
But you talk about him just because. I think you think about him at night before you go to bed.
I do not think about him. You mean because I tell the truth about him? Is that what you're talking about? I don't have dinner with him, if that's what you're suggesting. Is that what you're talking about? Maybe I'm objective and somebody across from me is not objective.
I'm very objective. I tell you, the minute he can't shoot threes, I ain't got no problem with it.
Okay. How about free throws?
Can't shoot free throws either.
He's not.
No, he's not good, but we all know that.
Okay.
It's the obvious, Skip.
Oh, is it?
It's obvious.
Okay. So isn't it odd to you that the greatest scorer in the history of basketball can't shoot threes and can't shoot free throws?
He's the greatest scorer in the history of basketball because he scored a lot of points in a short period of time and he has longevity.
Okay.
That's why he's the greatest scorer in basketball.
Okay, so back to the issue at hand. Why do you think he took the tweets down? I think he overreacted and he said to himself, you know what? I'm just bringing too much attention to something that doesn't deserve any attention. I'm taking the tweets down.
You may be right as far as some of that you just said. Again, I think he was reacting. He saw something that somebody either said, because it ain't about moving from 24 to 25. That's not it in the mock draft. Somebody said something
a shot
to
at
him.
His son.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
They said he doesn't even qualify for next year. They're saying to you, he's not even good enough right now to be drafted.
No, they're saying that, hey, he may not want to come out this year, so let's project him to 25.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
But the problem is the clock is ticking on his father playing with him because his father's not going to play forever.
I literally just said to you, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You assume that the clock is ticking on LeBron because he's getting on the other side, so you think he's getting ready to speed it up. And so you assume he's going to speed it up, so you take this position as he's going to force his son to come out of college so he can play with him, but he's not ready.
I didn't say that, but I think he
You didn't say it, but you're assuming it.
But he said many times he'd like to play with him as soon as next year.
Yeah, but his dad isn't leaving tomorrow.
No.
His dad is, in fact, getting ready to sign an extension with the Lakers potentially in the future that gives him a runway.
All right. Does that mean the Lakers would go out of their way to make sure Bronny is a Laker?
Yeah, wherever he goes, that team is going to make sure. If it's the Pelicans, he's going to be a Pelican. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm on board full nepotism. If LeBron wants to buy the damn team in Vegas and put his son on it, so be it. If Doc Rivers want to give his son, Austin Rivers, a boatload of cash, so be it. I'm all with it.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Okay, but Austin stood up to the pressure.
I understand, but people tried to knock Doc for taking care of his son.
Yeah.
But everybody else can take care of their family, all in these buildings and stuff. But as soon as somebody in the sport world do it, it's a problem.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I know it's fair.
All right, we got to change the subject and talk National Football League because there was news yesterday because there was no news. A running back rampage on the market may not be very good for running backs.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.